Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the Dabbler's Diaries. It's M. And today I wanted to start sewing. I did start sewing a little bit, and I've sewn one skirt, and it's not that good. The hem is all weird, but it is adjustable, so I'll take it. I took inspiration from the Stitcheries split side adjustable skirt, who took inspiration from Coquelicot, I think. Um, I'll put a link to that. Who has a pattern, so if you want to make your own, you can. I self-drafted it. It was my very first sewing project. That was actually serious. I have sewn before. I've sewn masks when it was COVID time. But this time I wanted to sew a skirt, and I have this beautiful fabric. I got it from Joann's. It was one of the remainders that was left in the shelf. And as you can see, I don't have very much of it. Let's actually measure to see how much I have. I have about 66 inches, which is actually a lot more than I thought, and it would make enough for a skirt, but it wouldn't be a very dramatic skirt. So I want drama, I want some gathering, I want a little poof. I'll draw this out so we can see it later, but I also have this fabric that complements it. It kind of matches these little flowers. It matches the green with that. So I have quite a bit of this fabric. It might be about the same. Let's measure it. Yes, I know it's upside down. You don't have to mention that. That's about 63. So, but it's also double the width of the previous one. The previous one's width is about 22 inches. This one has a width of about 40. Yeah. Okay, so we have two rectangles of fabric. One's 40, one's 22. One, and then we have two lengths. We have a length of, I believe it was 66 and 63. Editing me will fix that. So what I essentially want to do is I want to put them into a circle of fabric, kind of like a cylinder. And then to gather it up, I'm gonna have elastic. So I kind of want this shape, which I think I'll get. And I kind of want to add pockets on the side. This is a stretchy material. Both of them are stretchy. It's a four-way stretch, I believe that's what they call it. And so this will help to make sure that the skirt will fit if I change sizes or whatever. So if I just put the 66 one is the flower one, and the 63 one is the plain one. If I take the flower and I just put it in the center, I think if we have like a panel on the center as flower, and then the plain on both sides. And then we can repeat this on the back. I think we can very easily, on these side seams, insert pockets. And the waistband is just gonna be the top part folded down, so we don't have to worry about an additional waistband. But if I wanted an additional waistband, I think I could take it from the plain and just layer it on, kind of like that, and then this can just fold down. So that's kind of the current plan. I know this was really messy, so hopefully with time I can draw a bit better. But this is my current idea. Let's see how I go about it. After some light musing, I ended up on this. So essentially I need a length of 30 inches and a width of 40. So what I decided was I will take the flower pattern and divide it in half, so I'll have 33 on each, and then I'll also cut the green fabric to 33, and so that'll be the length, way more than 30, so I'll have some wiggle room. And then I'll have 10-inch strips, so 20 inches of the green in between 20 inches about of the flowers. It's a little bit off, but I don't think you'll be able to tell, so this is what I'm gonna go with. On to cutting. I first started off by cutting the flower fabric in half. It actually laid pretty nicely with some of the edges curling, but not by much. But y'all, I struggled to cut it. I'm right-handed, so I think it was just the way it was sitting on the table. You can see me visibly struggling and flipping the scissors every so often. Then I folded the green fabric in half so that I could lay the flower fabric on top and cut out the length that way. Except this fabric did not want to lay nicely. I had to fight every wrinkle out, but eventually I got there. I used the flower fabric to guide where to cut the green fabric and then cut it in half twice, or you can still see me struggle. And at this point I got up, but I forgot pockets! So I grabbed the green fabric again and measured out a 10-inch wide and 10-inch long pocket, then rounded the edge, which you can barely see the red chalk on the green fabric. Once I cut that out, I used that piece to cut out another pocket, but I feel like I messed up a little, because I really shouldn't have had the fabric folded in half, but rather just folded it enough to get the pocket, so about 10 inches. That way I would waste less fabric and have a bigger stretch to work with, but we live and we learn. I went ahead and cut the pockets in half because I think that is where my hand is going to insert, but I might have also just cut a seam that I didn't have to. Now I'm pinning. I think I stabbed myself like 12 times while doing this, but I figured I should try pinning before just running it through the sewing machine. I started with the pockets that I'm going to baste, and if you don't know what basting means, it means to temporarily stitch layers of fabric together with long, loose stitches that are easy to remove later. So, no backstitching. Then I moved on to the skirt, which you might be wondering, hey, isn't she pinning this wrong? And to that I say, I'm also doing French seams. If you don't know what that means, it's a sewing technique where raw fabric edges are enclosed between two lines of stitching, making it look relatively clean. I love making my life harder. Woo! This is my first time trying them, so wish me luck. When sewing the skirt, I accidentally sewed a straight stitch for one of the seams, but I feel like it's going to be okay, so I left it. I'll see if I regret it later. And then I ran out of storage space on my camera and I didn't realize it, so I don't have footage of me finishing the skirt and sewing the other panel, so believe me, I did it. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna be real with you. I took a 2-month hiatus from this project, and I was so sick of sewing. Nothing was going right, or it felt like nothing was going right, and I just kind of decided that I'm gonna finish it. Um, So here I am, trying to finish this project. uh, what you can see right now is I am trying I'm trying to pin the top of the skirt so that I can feed the elastic through it. And so I'm measuring about 1.5 inches and ironing it and then pinning it down, and I did that across the entire skirt. And here I am trying to sew that actual elastic case. And before I do that, I'm actually putting down some washi tape so that I can keep a straight line. This really helped in guiding my fabric in a straight line. So I highly recommend that if you're a beginner to actually put down some washi tape so that you can kind of follow that and feed it so that it's straight. You also notice that I didn't record a lot of this. It got stuck in my machine twice. So I had to very painstakingly unpick the threads, the stitches, so you're not going to see much of it. And once again, footage not found because I got so sick of this project. I was so over it at this point that I gave up on recording it and just did everything off camera. Here is the final product. I didn't actually use the elastic in this case because I'm going through a bit of a transformation. So my body isn't going to be the same in, let's say, a couple months when I'm actually going to wear it. Right now it's January. Probably going to wear this in the spring. So um, I did end up just feeding a piece of yarn through it to tie it up. So it looks a little wonky. The hem is a little wonky. Honestly, the entire skirt's a little wonky, but as long as you're not too close to me, you won't notice it. So I'm really proud of myself that I actually finished this project. It took, God, maybe 3 months to do it. And obviously 2 months of it was just me on my hiatus. So I'm happy that I finished, but oh my god, I need a break from sewing again because this was so frustrating. I think it's because it's just stretch fabric. I think I should stick to non-stretch fabric for a little bit just so that I can get used to sewing and then start with like knit fabrics. But yeah, we'll see what I make next. Thank you guys for sticking along with me through this journey and keep wandering, y'all. Bye.